Welcome to CRF Global. This is the Test and Measurement Lab, and I am Ryan Fergus. I'm here to show you about the available measurements and setups and lines. So, first of all, we'll add a new test, and we'll start off with the premise of creating a CISPR22. CISPR22 at 10 meters. Okay, so if I just open that up, I now have my CISPR22 at 10 meters, but I don't have the limit line in there. So I need to import that or build it. In this case, what I want to do is, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to import it. So I have my lines here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to do File. I'm going to look for my CISPR22 line. Okay, there's 3 lines that I want. Those 3, average, peak, and quasi-peak. Okay. Now before I edit those, I am going to check that they imported okay. So go to Properties. Now what we have here is it didn't pull in the detector, so I'm going to change that detector. It did pull in the unit, and it didn't give us any margin, which isn't necessarily a problem. We can set that later. Do the peak properties now. Peak. And now the QP. Okay. Right. Okay, so measurement available, and then we go back to the limits. And okay, so all I need to do is drag the limit into the space, average, add another one, peak, and another one, quasi-peak. Okay, so the only line in here that we don't actually need is a QP, so I'm going to delete that one. And I think from what we can see, the scale is a bit too low on the bottom side, so I think probably it would be acceptable at -20. So we have a -20 to the first limit of 40, and an upper limit here of 100. And okay, so that's quite simple to pull in the limit lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the lines, because we don't really need this CISPR22 in here, or the at 10 meters, because that's in the main title. I mean, you can choose to do that if you want to. At the end of the day, the flexibility is there for you to have what you want. Class A, they're all Class A. Okay, so if you notice, by default the detector sits in the actual title name, so that way you can easily identify what it is that you're looking at. Now, if you had noticed when we had the multiple lines, there was actually multiple scales on the side there, and that is actually because the graph is actually defined by the limits that are on the graph. So if you have, for example, one line which is of a different type, it will show a different scale on the side for you, mainly because you do have technically different scales there. But in this case we don't need that multiple scales, But it is useful to know because it also means that the x graph or the x-axis is also defined by the range of frequency for that line. So if, as you notice, when we put the 3 up, the graph space automatically changes, like here. I think it just gives it it makes it a little bit easier for you to add things onto the graph. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that is basically the first stage of a CISPA22 setup, is adding the lines, adding the information about what the test is going to be, which is this here, and you can edit those fields by editing these parameters. If you don't want any information, just remove them. If you do want information, then you simply put the value. Test operator would be me. Well, me is Ryan Fergus. And if I want to add a new field, I just type in a new field or whatever value you want for that header to be there. Enter it. And you want it to show in there, so you click it and you enter it. So it's quite simple. All values show up. Graph space is automatically defined by the limits that you add, and that would be it. That would be the space that you edit. Now the next stage of the tutorial will take us to configurations. The configurations are held in the setups configuration area, and we don't have anything in here at the moment, but that's what we would add in order to make the test live. So configuration, delete, there is nothing to add there, because if there was, it would give us a list right here. Okay, so that's the end of this tutorial. That basically the rundown is creating a test, importing lines, editing the lines, and that's it. Thank you for watching.